Welcome to episode 13, Unlucky 13. We're covering Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, the sequel of Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain. That was the last episode. We're following up with Soul Reaver. We normally don't do two sequels straight after each other, but because these are so fucking different, it seemed obvious. So Soul Reaver is an action-adventure game developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Eidos Interactive. It was released for the PlayStation and Microsoft Windows in 1999 and the Dreamcast in 2000. It's the second game in the Legacy of Kain series, and it's a sequel to Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain. So as always, likes, dislikes, favourite moments, scenes, bits of music. Now we'll quickly start this by saying we probably have never seen a sequel to a game that's so wildly different. So fucking different.
For sure. Yeah, I just think to start off with, I thought it was just a fantastic continuation from Blood Omen, and I think it was a very brave decision to drop Kain as the playable character, the protagonist, and then introduce someone new entirely in Raziel.
Yeah.
You know, having Kain also become the antagonist was just a really interesting development for someone that's followed on from the first game.
But it made sense as well, considering the canon ending is that he refused to restore the pillars and let the world of Nosgoth go to decay, which is where it kind of comes in.
So what other game has ever done that sort of thing in a sequel? I mean,
that's very, very rare. It's very cool, and it ties into Blood Omen as well, because Soul Reaver is an epic of a story as well, and a huge world. More linear than you would think, but way more linear than you would think, but still feels huge. Right, well, we'll talk about it now, even though it kind of comes up my favourite moments. That fucking intro.
Oh my god.
And with the music. The song is Ozar Midrashium.
That's one of my favourite
intros ever.
And with the intro,
Jesus, it's
awesome.
good.
So good.
It tells you all you need to know about it with no words being, well, other than cast them in. I think is the only words that are said. Brilliant. Brilliant. And that music is just so fucking like, whoa.
And it just makes so much sense. It just coincides with Kain's character that you've known, and you know, after such a long time. It's set 1,500 years after the Blood Omen, so all that time, you know, how corrupt Kain's become, and when he sees Raziel growing these wings and become, you know, this higher, like, evolved version of vampires, and Kain's jealous of them. And it makes complete sense, and you know, it's a perfect setup for the revenge tale. And
the punishment as well, like the punishment for that is so severe that you're like, oh, Kain's a bastard.
It's not just death, it's like
eternal suffering. Eternal suffering. Again, voice acting, just like Blood Omen, the voice acting in this is fucking brilliant. Raziel's a moany bitch, but there's good reasons for it. This, I feel, maybe more than Kain.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah, it's a good reason to be upset.
Yeah,
it's the voice acting's fantastic. Yeah, you know, the game, much like Blood Omen, the gameplay can get a little bit repetitive.
Of course.
I like, you know, with each boss that you defeat, they give you like a new ability, and that opens new possibilities. It's got almost like a Metroidvania type feel to it in that way. And that you can backtrack to areas you once couldn't reach, or you know, you get the claws where you can climb the walls. Lots of things,
secrets to unlock, just new areas to explore because of it. You previously couldn't get to this location because you needed claws, or you needed to swim.
Or there's like a grate, you know, where you get the
shifting,
shift through it. And the whole system with the shifting of the realms.
Between realms,
between the physical and the spectral, is like a really cool system.
It was always awesome to sort of shift and see like the room transform. It was cool, and it's kind of how the puzzle works.
Yeah, the puzzles are like tied to that whole system. The whole soul-sucking mechanic, you know, it's not quite the blood-sucking mechanic, but it's still cool in its own right.
Well, it's that visual.
Yeah, Raziel's got that, like, he's got his jaw completely torn off. He's just got a gaping hole where his throat is, and he sucks in these souls, and it's cool. It's
a cool visual, yeah. You basically covered all mine.
I just think it took what the original did and improved on it in a lot of ways, which is like a true sequel should do, you know?
I'd say almost every way, except one, which is bringing me to dislike.
Well,
before I get to it.
I was just going to say, I genuinely think it's probably one of the best sequels ever made.
Yeah. I think it's up there as one of the best sequels ever made. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what I was aiming at is the thing it didn't improve was that it didn't improve Soul Reaver's world.
Yeah.
It felt so empty.
Yeah.
So empty. If you consider Blood Omen was very living and breathing, and I understand why.
Yeah. I mean,
but like even for like vampires and stuff, there's just nothing around for massive swathes of it.
Yeah, maybe they could have thrown in some side quests or something. I mean,
just have more vampires to kill.
A lot of it is just platforming.
Yeah.
Platforming like sections, and there'd be enemies to kill, but there was like you said, long sections where you'd have the I can't remember the name of the guy. The guy speaking to Raziel.
Oh yeah.
He'd speak to you, but there'd be long sections where you'd just be in complete silence and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Obviously, like the most obvious one to talk about in dislikes is the ending.
I wrote shit cliffhanger ending.
Yeah, it's a massive cock tease.
Yep.
It's a real letdown considering the build-up and it's massive sequel bait. And the sequel itself, I don't think it came out obviously with Soul Reaver 2 and then Legacy of Kain Defiance, which continued the story. But like, I'm pretty sure Soul Reaver 2 might have been quite a while after, because Soul Reaver 2 was a PS2 game.
Yeah, it was long enough. Yeah,
as well.
Yeah. You should I think in most games you should never end on a cliffhanger. Not like a cliffhanger ending where it's like, oh, you want to see what happens next. Particularly if the boss battle and it's so disappointing.
Not many games are that brave enough to do it. So I guess like I commend it for the bravery. And it's.
If we're both saying it's shit, it's not that brave.
It's because they had like a longer story in mind, But,
yeah. No, I agree with you on that one.
I don't have much else to say because it's one of my favourite games ever.
Well, it's got an unskippable training opening section. It goes on for ages.
That's annoying on replays of the game, but it's necessary, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
It's introducing so many new mechanics.
Yep. And I believe, although it's a great game, I don't think it ever fully tops its intro. I think it peaks at the start, and then down a bit, and that's it, level.
Yeah, it becomes quite slow-paced after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously because the game is quite a bit of a slow journey, then to end the way it does, you're expecting some kind of epic showdown with Kain, which doesn't come, does it? Yeah.
So, favourite moments, scenes, bits of music. We've already touched the intro and touching the intro and Oza Midrashium.
Yeah.
Have you got anything else?
No.
Okay, well, I've got Getting the Soul Reaver. Although it's not quite as impactful as it was in the first, Spectral Soul Reaver was cool. The way it wraps around his arm, it looks cool.
It does look
cool. know?
I swore I saw a glint of satisfaction in Kain's eye when the Soul Reaver was destroyed. I did not understand the game that Kain was playing, but I knew the finishing move.
From this moment and ever afterwards, you and this blade are inextricably bound. Soul Reaver and Weaver of Souls, your destinies are intertwined. By destroying the sword, you have liberated it from its corporeal prison and restored it to its true form, a wraith blade, its energy unbound. No longer a physical blade, it can only manifest itself in the material realm when your strength is fully restored.
And learning to swim and survive in water, at that point in the game, that's where I've really felt like, shit, you're really progressing here. Because a lot of areas are water-based and all that, and suddenly you could swim, and a lot of camera issues. Control felt good, you could burst out of the water, it was cool,
Yeah, and some of the mechanics involved in fighting enemies were cool. Like you could throw spears, and you could impale enemies, and you could pick them up and throw them on spikes on the wall.
That's right, yeah. And if you took them both off, they'd reanimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, like burning them as well. You could hit them with torches. Yeah, something that was cool.
So it's cool. Like you kill an enemy, and then if you switch to the spectral realm, you see their soul.
That's it.
Around,
yeah.
And you felt like some proper sicko, like killing them in the physical realm, and then going to the spectral realm, and then like sucking in their soul.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a cool mechanic. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Well, there you go. It's Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. That's a flashback for it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Let us know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.